No, on the computer I am. 10 viewers. Hey, y'all. Quick, 15. What's up? What's up? Michonne says, what's up, Pastor?
What's up, Michonne?
Y'all go ahead and share this video while we're waiting for people to come in. Go ahead and share. Hashtag social singles. Go ahead and share the video. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Amber. Yeah, I can read it. You want me to make it big for you?
Why?
Okay. Okay. You can see it right here. Can you see that?
It's okay. You read it.
All right. Hey, Bree. We're going to get started here in a minute, y'all. Share the video for me. Go ahead and share it so that all your followers can see the video as well. Hey, Kentu. What time is it? Hi, y'all. Hi. 7:03. Let's go ahead and get it started. Hi, you guys. Welcome to Social Singles with me. I'm Aisha, and this is on behalf of the Saved and Single Conference here in Jacksonville on January 21st. And I am sitting with my pastor, the greatest pastor on earth, Pastor Phillip Rawls of the Freedom Church. They're doing a lot out there.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot.
Already.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. Tonight, we're talking about dating while waiting. We're going to cover temptation, fornication, and abstinence. Now, I have a lot to say about the topic. I'm just going to put that out there now. So, I may overshare. That's fine. It's okay. I love you. You love me. It's okay. We're friends like that. So you can feel free to comment on us, like send us comments and stuff like that. We'll read them and ask questions. Hi, Zanetta. A little bit about the conference. So we do have the conference here in Jacksonville, January 21st. Tickets are on sale right now. You can get your tickets for $25 on Eventbrite, and it will cover the worship service and the actual conference portion. You can get all the information at savedandsingleux.com. Savedandsingleux.com. We're also still looking for vendors, sponsors. I could be wearing your logo right here on my shirt right now. You know, we could have your logo right here. You could be vending. You could be selling your items at the conference. I'm just saying. Okay, let's go ahead. First thing we're going to talk about is temptation. Temptation. Listen, that thing is so real.
It is.
It really is. And it's so sneaky. Like, you know, before you knew it, you've been tempted, and you done possibly you fall. Sometimes you don't. But before you know it, temptation is in your face, and sometimes we're not prepared. I know for me right now, temptation is a big battle. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be very transparent right now. I have truly been trying to have sex. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying, right? I've been tempted, and I will fall, and I feel like I'm trying to have sex, and it's just not happening. You know, I'll fall asleep, or they won't text me back, or you know, anything will happen, and I truly believe it's because I've been praying and fasting. Yeah, that's funny, Tiffany. I know, girl. Temptation is real. But I truly believe it's because I have my heart in the right place, and God just knows that that's an area that I'm weak at. And when the devil gets me into that position, Pastor told me that God will provide an escape, or he will snatch you out of it. If you're anointed, if the anointing is so heavy on your life and you're being faced with these temptations, then God will make an exit. He'll make a way for you to get out. That was me falling asleep. Or he will literally snatch you out of what you're doing.
Shut it down.
He will... Listen, I told y'all I have really been trying to have sex. I have been texting people. I be like, I'm on the way, then I fall asleep. And I just literally, I cannot do it because I feel like God is blocking it. And I'm grateful because I feel like if I would do it, it wouldn't make me feel good the next day or, but I do just want to be transparent and let y'all know that.
But we have all been there.
Yeah.
I mean, where we intentionally, I don't think there's anybody that's so holy that don't act like they've never tried to set up sin before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just the reality of it. You're human, you're spiritual, but you're human at the same time. And it's a war, it's World War Me. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
an internal battle on the inside of you. And I think we've all been there. And what pisses you off more than anything is when they don't text you back and they don't call you back. And where you at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
We
hey,
all
big
been there.
head. Hey, big head. That's my favorite one. All right. So now you see how I've been being tempted. Hi, everybody. There's so many people joining right now. Hey, how y'all doing? We're talking about temptation. I just gave an example of how I've been tempted and I tried to fall, but God has caught me every single time. Thank you, Jesus. You're so great. It's so great. So I want to give you guys a chance to speak on temptation. Let's talk about it. Talk about how you're tempted. Talk about how you get away from that temptation. How do you fight temptation? That's what I want to know. I want to know, how are you fighting temptation? Pastor, let's talk a little bit about how we can fight temptation.
Well, the Bible says that you are drawn out by your own evil lusts and desires, which means that you'll never be tempted by anything you don't want. So it's an internal struggle that's already in there. Mm-hmm. The enemy knows what you like. He know if you like 6'2", red, right, and, then that's, that's what he's going to send your way.
Yeah.
He will not send you what you do not like. And the temptation is not sin. It's when you fall for the temptation and it becomes sin. And I think a lot of people struggle with that because they feel like, because I'm being tempted, I must be in sin. No, I mean, there's something on the inside of you that's drawn to this thing. And I think you have to figure out, okay, how do I manage that? A lot of people in church, they want miracles, but they really need management. They want, oh God, just remove it. Just take it out.
Yeah.
Just all that. But here's the thing. You need that attraction because when you get married, don't you need that attraction for your husband?
Yes, you do.
You need that for your wife. So it's not like something that is just like, I need it to be gone. Take it out of me. Take it out of me. No, you need management. You need to learn how to manage that thing and say, okay, God, I need to put this under subjection to you and how you want my sexual nature to be, to the drive of my sexual nature to be pleasing to you, not just pleasing to my own flesh. Because if it was left up to us, you know how many children I would have, right? Anyway. I
got two.
So, it's just the reality of it. We would be in a world of mess. But the Bible says you're drawn out by your own evil lusts and desires. So, it's like if somebody bought me a suit and I remember years ago somebody bought me a suit and I did not like the suit. Mm-hmm. No matter how much you spent on that suit, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't wear it. It had to be something about it that I like that makes me want to wear it. Okay, so it's something on the inside of me that's pulling me to that and saying that I want that, I want that. The difference is if I want it and I should not have it or it's not in the season of my life right now, then I need to ask God, help me manage this thing. Help me manage my sexuality. Mm-hmm. I don't know why we don't like to talk to God about our sexuality.
I know He knows what we're doing and what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm. He know you're a freak.
He know you're a freak.
He's not surprised by that.
I think it's bad that I fight temptation by pushing people away. I mean, if that's your method of fighting temptation, then that's on you. You know what you can handle.
Right.
I don't think I have an opinion on pushing people away because I'm not opposed to it. If you see somebody and you see that what attracts you to them is lustful, then I think you should break that tie immediately. Because if you're drawn to this person by lust, if all you see in them is lust, then what's the point of having a relationship? Yeah. All you want is lust from this person. So I don't think that's the issue. Some ways we can fight temptation. Now, these are ways that I have asked my friends about. So if any of my friends are on here who gave me answers, I'm not going to say which ones y'all told me. I won't say which ones y'all told me, but I am going to read them, okay? I love you. So the top of the list was masturbation. My friend said she does not have sex the way when she gets those urges, she masturbates. Now, if I must share, I'm gonna share. I'm sorry, you guys. I just have to share. I don't do that because it doesn't. That's not something that I enjoy. So that's not my method of fighting temptation. But I also know that I believe it's a sin. I believe that masturbation is a sin.
Right. It's a sin. A lot of people use the wrong scripture out of context. They talk about when there was a man in the Bible says that he spilled his seed and God killed him because of that. And that really wasn't, it was not because of masturbation. It was because he was supposed to, his brother died and he was supposed to take on his wife and procreate with her to carry on the lineage and all that kind of stuff. And he spilled his seed, the Bible says. So he did not impregnate her. Okay. And so and because of that, when he spilled his seed, God killed him because of that. It was out of disobedience. It wasn't because of masturbation or anything like that. But masturbation is a sin in the sense of, if you want to be technical, it's a sin in the sense of what it takes for you in order to masturbate.
What do you mean?
You need a physical image.
Okay.
You need lust.
Okay.
There's something that happens on the inside of you, internally or external motivations that have to get you to even masturbate.
Okay.
Either you watch pornography or whatever the case may be. It is those things that causes the sin to enter in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the act in itself is not wrong.
It's what takes, because I said if you want to be technical about it.
Okay, if I want to be technical.
Right, because a lot of people will say, well, masturbation is not found in the Bible, and then they use that one scripture where he spilled a seed. Well, if you don't want to say that scripture equates to masturbation, then you still have to come to the conclusion that it took something in order for you to masturbate.
Yeah.
So what was it that it took? And what it took was something that was sinful.
Right. Those desires.
Right.
Yeah.
It was lust. It was, it's what you let into your eye gate, what you let into your ear gate. It was, the fantasy, whatever it is.
Right.
It was not of God. So that's the sin.
Yes. So, friend number one, masturbation is wrong. You should stop. That's what I'm saying. Masturbation is wrong. Stop it. That's not a great way to fight temptation. Another way.
And it's not. You know why?
Why?
Because it can never be quenched.
Because you're just going to keep on masturbating.
You're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's never quenched. It's never enough. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going. And it becomes a bondage. I've talked about my own personal struggle with pornography with the men here at the church. And pornography is something that I battle with even to this day. I'm getting better, thank God. But it's something I have struggled with for a long time. And it's because what started as something small, because you grow an appetite for something. You could grow an appetite for sin. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it's out of control and it's a bondage to you. And so, masturbation is not, it will never be satisfied.
Yeah. Like you may feel satisfied in that moment, but for those of you who do masturbate, I'm sure you do it more than once. Right. It's not like you can't just have one, like the Lay's or the Pringles. You can't just pop one.
No.
Guys, you can't just pop one.
Because that feeling gonna come back.
It will, especially if you're still engaging in those external and internal feelings. It's
Can I just share on that?
Listen,
I
you did.
Well, I pastor the Freedom Church and I give free. What's up, Gervais? I ain't seen Gervais in a long time. What's up, girl?
She hanging. Hey, girl. Social singles, hashtag social singles. Share. Pastor Tori says, thanks for being so open, sir.
To God be the glory.
Yes, that was really nice. Okay, do you guys have any ways that you fight temptation? I have another one here in my notebook, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to share. Hey, Nick. Nick says you were on it exactly. That's good stuff, good stuff. Okay, another way to fight temptation is to give in one time, and then you will never want it again. So
that's a lie.
Listen,
that's a
we're
lie.
Talking about ways to fight temptation. I asked my saved friends how they fight temptation. One said masturbation. Now the other one says to give in one time, that way you won't want it again. So I guess, listen, I didn't.
That's not, no.
Lies.
Oh, that's a lie.
Alana said that's a lie.
That's a lie.
I would have to
Yes.
agree, because even if you were to give in that one time, what's gonna make you not go back again? Because I know me. I have twins, right? You have to do some serious work to create some twins.
What's up, Kiara?
It's a lot of people. Hey, Crystal. It takes some work to make some babies. So I'm pretty sure if I would have got it out of the way one time and not did it again, I just don't see that happening. I'm being honest. Once you start something like sex, once you start having sex, it opens up a whole gate, because you're connecting with this person physically. It's pleasure. It's something that it becomes addictive. You know, it's something that you just can't stop. And if you're not careful, you become in bondage to sex. You know, now you're just having sex to have sex.
Right.
You're going home with people that you barely know. You're not connecting with a person. It becomes just another body on your body count. So that's not a good way to fight temptation. Getting it out the way one time and you never want it again. That just means you're going to go to the next one. Go to the next one. So, sorry, girl. That's wrong.
It's not going to work.
Lust. Yep, that's right, Kendra. That's lust. Like Pringles. Girl, I know. I know, girl. I remember the days. Temptation. How to fight temptation. Pray. She said for real. Pray.
I mean, prayer is essential. I'm not going to knock prayer. I mean, because when you have a temptation, that something that is tempting you, you need to have that constant connection to God, and prayer is the vehicle that does it. Now, there are a lot of other things that you have to do along with prayer, because you can pray all day, Lord, you know, get me out of this, get me out of this. Okay, he got you out of it.
Yeah.
But did you delete the number? He got you out of it. But did you disconnect from them on social media?
Yeah.
You know, he got you out of it. So there's a lot of other things that you have to do along with pray, because, I mean, prayer is great. It's wonderful. You should do that. That is a necessity. You need that, because you are inviting the Holy Spirit to come into your heart, into your mind, and to redirect you in another path. But you got to do some other things along with prayer.
Yeah, you do. You got to pray. You need to fast. Really, you need to turn down that plate, and maybe you need to fast from social media, because seeing that person may just bring those desires. I know for me, there's just certain people that if I even come in contact with them,
it's on and popping.
That's all it takes is for me to see you out somewhere. I can see you at Walmart. You can look a hot mess, and I will still have those desires. So I know I have to disconnect from these people. I can't answer the phone. I have to block your number. There's plenty of people on my block list.
You ever seen the show Insecure? Okay, so you remember at the beginning when Issa had the ex-boyfriend had sent her a message, and she saw him in the club or whatever, and they were, you know, it was going down a road that it should not have gone down, and she had so many opportunities to cut that thing off, but she didn't. And I think, you know, yeah, you say pray, but I mean, there have to be some other adjustments that you have to make. Sometimes, you know, you can see somebody you used to mess with, and your mind start wondering of what y'all used to do.
Oh, yes.
And all of a sudden, you want to do it like that again. So you have to get to a place where you're like, my destiny is too important to mess up. Where God is taking me is too important to mess up this moment that I'm in right now. So you have to really, you
have to really be about your purpose, be about your destiny, because truly, it takes willpower, it takes strength, and you just have to be wholehearted, loving, chasing God. Because if you're not chasing God, then you're going to be chasing a man or a piece of tail or anything. So we got to stay focused on Him first and foremost. Alana says, my mama says the best way to avoid temptation is to not allow yourself to be in a tempting situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why you cut that person off. That's why you delete that number. That's why you block them. That's why you fast from social media. You know, that's why we do those things.
And you can not even go that extreme. Sometimes it's just as simple as, you know, you should not go over to their house. So you have to have the strength enough to say, we cool to talk on the phone, but we can't take it no further than that.
Right.
I'll never forget, there was a friend that I knew who they're married now, and the guy went to the girl and said, hey, I find you very attractive. I want to, take you out. I want to take you out for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And she said something to him that was so wise. She said, in her flesh, she was feeling like, if I go out to dinner with him, I'm going to sleep with him tonight.
Yeah.
It is what it is. She said, so she told him, she said, I'm sorry, dinner is too intimate, but you can take me out for lunch.
Boundaries.
Right.
Boundaries. That's all it takes. So you may not have to cut them off. You may just have to create boundaries within yourself.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of strength too.
God.
Willpower.
Yes, God.
Crystal says she's on her way to Bible study to fight temptation. Listen, ain't no better place to be than in the house of the Lord.
Get that word.
Listen, you wanna dry something up real quick? Walk up in the house of the Lord. Go ahead, drive past your church when you feeling like you want to do a little something. Go ahead, ride down that street, ride past that church. I bet you'll dry up real quick.
Oh my God.
Real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to move on to fornication. Now, we just talked about temptation. We're going on to fornication. Share, like, do all that. Share, like, support us, y'all. Yes, boundaries, Kiara says. Okay. Fornication. Why is it wrong to fornicate? Why? Let me tell y'all about this man. So I was hanging out with the guy, and I was telling him, there's just certain things I don't do. Certain places I don't go, things I don't drink, because I know myself. If I don't put those limitations on me, then I may do something that I don't need to do. He tells me life is too short, and why not do what you want to do? Basically saying, like, if you want to have sex with me, we could go have sex. So I had to let him know, no, I cannot do that. I'm not about that. I really have to be about my purpose. So, when we talk about fornication, why is it wrong? Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. A lot of times there's a lot of opinions about, I've been with him for so long. We've been dating for 8 years. You not having a ring is a whole nother conversation. But I'm just saying, you still shouldn't be sleeping with them.
Anyway, go ahead.
Listen, y'all done live together. Y'all got cars in each other's name, but he still has not married you. You should have never slept with him. Why get the cow when I can get that milk for free, child? If it's free, it's me. You hear me? Okay. So, fornication, Pastor.
Yes.
Biblically, why is fornication wrong? Why is it wrong to have sex with someone who you're not married to?
Okay. Because biblically speaking, sex is basically agreeing with heaven about what has happened on earth.
Okay.
So in other words, if you notice when people get divorced, one of the questions they ask is, has this relationship been consummated? In other words, that means, have you had sex?
Okay.
Because if you have not had sex, you can get the marriage annulled. Why is that? Because the way that we look towards sex and marriage is that they are the same thing. In other words, when you have sex, that means you married that person.
I know some of y'all that got about 40, 50 husbands, 60, 70 wives. Child, you might need to go get you some. Listen.
That's why when Adam and Eve came together, it said they became one flesh. That was another word to say they were intimate, they had sex, they became one. When a man and a woman comes together, they become one together. So in heaven, it is recorded that that is who you have married. Right. That is your partner for life.
Right.
Fornication puts you in a place where you done married a lot of people. And you got several husbands or several wives. And it's not something that God wants you to enter into. Sex should be between you and that other person alone. It should be something so intimate. I mean, to be honest with you, it's the highest of heights. Like, after that, what is there? That's the most intimate part of you. Yeah. And God wants us to be able to give that most intimate part of us to that person we will spend the rest of our life with. Right. Okay? So, I mean, that's why fornication is wrong. And that's why God, the Bible says, flee from fornication. Run from it, because it is setting you up for failure. You are opening up yourself to so many things, and if you want to get real spiritual, then that's where it enters in soul ties. Exactly. So now you are tied to that person, spirit to spirit, and you're walking around one day and you sad and don't even know why you sad. Why? Because the person you tied to sad. and they live in another state somewhere. Ain't that a mess? Anyway, so you have to see it for what it is.
When did it become a sin? When did having sex with? That's what you're asking, Nick. When did fornication become a sin? I think it's always been a sin.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the Bible now.
Yeah.
That's foundational stuff. Jesus even talked about it. I mean, he talked about fornication. So, I mean, it's several scriptures that talk about fornication being a sin. I mean, there's no way around that. Sex is supposed to be equated to the person. It's supposed to only be shared with the person you're married to. And when you have sex with several people, that is the actual act of fornication.
Fornication.
Yeah.
So, yes, because obviously they used to have more than one wife.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, and I want to answer this correctly. At that time, there were certain cultures that did certain things, but Paul made it very clear when you go over into the New Testament how it was supposed to be.
Okay.
It was supposed to be one man with one woman. So that's very clear. Yes, they did practice, what is that, polygamy. They practiced polygamy in the Old Testament. Not everyone, but there are people who did. But when you jump over into the New Testament, Paul makes it very clear of how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be one husband with one wife.
One husband and one wife. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Nick. Fornication is definitely wrong, so you should only be sharing your body with the person that you're going to share your life with. And I mean, not just somebody you live with, not just somebody who got their car in your name, but somebody who actually put a ring on it. No shade. There are plenty of consequences. Cultural acceptance, not biblically same as today. Jesus didn't come to change the law, but fulfill it. Listen, Jesus didn't come to change the law, but fulfill.
Okay, back up. Let me deal with the other.
Cultural acceptance, not biblically same as today.
Cultural acceptance, not biblically same as today. I think what they're saying is, at that time it was culturally accepted, not biblically same as today. So yeah, it was a cultural thing. It was not something that God said, go and marry several people or whatever. It was a cultural thing. But I want to be very clear, when you go over to the New Testament, Paul makes it very clear that it's supposed to be one woman, one husband. That means one husband, one wife together. That's it. So
that's it. Listen, and it's okay if you've had sex with multiple people. I have had sex with multiple people. I won't share how many people that I've had sex with, but I have had sex with multiple people. And you know what you can do to regain yourself? You know what you can do? You can become abstinent, like me. I mean, it's not always fun. It's not always what you want to do, but you can really say no to fornication, and you can become abstinent. We started with temptation. You become tempted. You see that person and you say, ooh, I wonder what that's like. I've said that. I wonder what that's like. And, then you go into fornication where you fall to the temptation. And it's okay. You stand back up, you brush yourself off, and you really wholeheartedly chase, and you say, no, I'm going to be abstinent, and I'm going to hold out for my husband or my wife. That's the end goal, to be abstinent, y'all. Do not give it up, because you can get the milk for free. Why are you going to buy the cow? I keep saying it, but it's so true. My granny told me that. What are the consequences of fornication? I can name you some earthly ones. I'm sure Pastor can tell you about some spiritual ones, but they have a few letters in them, STD, HIV, KID. I got 2 kids from fornication, and truly and honestly, it's a blessing. Children are truly a blessing. But had I been abiding in the will of God and truly listening to Him, that may have not affected the children. Is really what affected the relationship between me and their father. So had I been more mindful, maybe been more focused on the Lord and less focused on Him, I may have been in a better situation when it comes down to my children now. So yeah, your children are a blessing, but the way they come here, the way we have the relationships, all those things deal in, fornication. If you're not married, then you really shouldn't be sleeping with that person. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I've been there. I've done that, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. That's why I kept doing it. But it's not always going to be fulfilling. You know, when you get to a certain age, like me, I have children now, so I don't find pleasure like I did in sleeping with multiple men. You know, I know people who are getting older, you know, they're getting to the point where you want to settle down. So, you know, you have to really make a decision within yourself and say, where am I? You know, am I still young? Do I still just want to slide on this and slide on that? Or do I really want to find somebody I can build with? And, you know, I've been seeing a lot of relationship goals. I don't think you can have relationship goals with like 3 people in 1 week. So you shouldn't be having sex with 3 people in 1 week. That's too much.
I mean, no.
Is that real?
It's the truth. Is it real? It's real. I mean, I'll put it like this. When men and women look at sex very differently. Men can have sex and there'll be no emotional attachment, no anything. Women, for the most part, because things are starting to change now, but for the most part, women have sex with their heart. Not with just their bodies.
Right.
And so because women have sex with their hearts and not with their bodies, there is this attachment that is created when that woman has sex with a man. And unfortunately, what it does is the consequences is even greater. It's almost like this. You know, you said STD, HIV, KID. Here's what's so crazy about it. You can put a condom on, but you cannot put a condom on your heart.
Ooh.
And because of that, you're putting yourself and entering into a place where you are setting yourself up for your heart to be broken, for you to feel betrayed, used, abused, abandonment comes in. I mean, all kind of stuff starts to happen. And why would you put yourself in that place? I believe, this is me, I believe that love should be proven, it should be tested and tried and proven, not just lip service. Because a lot of people nowadays say, I love you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people run with that, and they was like, oh, they love me, and okay, that's all well and good. But after 3 months, not saying you can't fall in love that quick.
That's true.
But let's be real. You have to go beyond just that superficial stuff and see that love is actually proven. And I think the highest point of love being proven is somebody giving you their last name.
Yes.
Somebody that, you know, that's doing more than just laying up with you. Because I mean, we can lay up, have a good time, but it don't mean I love you, and it don't mean men have sex for, you know, just the wind blew and they want to have sex. It does not, because we're made that way. We're made with that desire, but that desire is supposed to be wrapped up in after our wife. Because we should be. Here's what's so crazy, and this blows my mind. I counsel single people. I counsel married people. I counsel single people who, while they're single, they just, you know, they with that person, they have sex all the time, the time. They get married and then the well dries up. So you were more into it when you were doing it in sin, but now you're doing it holy and now you're not into it anymore. Because you gave out all that beforehand. And now that we've crossed that threshold, now it's like, oh, well, I done had this. This is, you know, here it is. This is how it is. When all that should have been held for that time, but when you did get married, so that you so attracted to that one person, yo, I ain't never got to wonder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think if we can flip this thing and turn it back to the way that God intended it to be, we would be less susceptible to our hearts being broken, less susceptible to being confused and crying and all that. You know, we would be less susceptible to that. Not saying your heart can't be broken with you not having sex, but it's more likely that you will not get your heart as broken as if you done gave up the cookies.
Yeah, because that's when the feelings start coming in. You know, child, I know me and a few of my friends, we just sat around and be talking for hours about a dude that we don't even date. All we're doing is sleeping with them because we done caught feelings from that thing that you're doing. It's not just sex. Sex is not just sex.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. Sex creates a tie between you and that person that you can't break. That's why when you see them, your leg go to quivering. You know, your mouth get the watering. Your mouth get the watering, child. Yes, that's exactly why. Nick said STD of the heart. That's what you get. You get an STD on your heart, you know. You give out a piece of yourself every single time. That's what Danielle says. And it's true. You know, so imagine some of y'all that are sleeping with these multiple people. You're giving yourself to these people every single time. You know, at some point you get tired of it. I know I have. I'm actually abstinent for real. I ain't playing either. I'm seriously abstinent. Like, I'm proud of myself. Because a lot of times I be like, oh,
I'm gonna
Please,
get up for you.
y'all clap for me. Clap for me.
Clap
Round
for
of applause.
Clap for her.
Because I truly struggled with sex. You know, that's something that was one of the biggest sins of my life. And now I can say I'm not free of the desires. I'm not free of the desires.
Absolutely.
I still want to have sex almost every single day, but I choose not to. You know what I'm saying? I choose not to because I'm holding out for marriage. I'm holding out for something real. I mean, come on. How many times do you want to just sleep with somebody and then tell them to go home? How many times do you want to, like, be with somebody at night and then they're not there in the morning?
Right.
You know, you going to bed with somebody, but you waking up alone, honey.
They clapping for you. You see
Hey,
that?
yeah, listen, I am celibate, y'all. Yes, yeah. And then you want you after you giving yourself. Oh, and then who wants you after you giving yourself to everyone? No one.
Yeah.
That's true. You want to save yourself for that person because you want somebody.
Yeah.
What if you get an empty shell? Just a shell with nothing inside of it because they've given themselves out already. What are you going to do with that person?
Right.
Because that means nobody can do anything with you. So come on, y'all.
Right.
Let's withhold.
Yeah.
I'm tempted. I just tried to have sex 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep. God blocked it. God is a major blocker. And I praise him. Hallelujah, Jesus. I praise him. 2 days ago. I ain't scared to say it because I ain't do it.
God.
I'm abstinent. I can be real about it. I'm not going to play with y'all.
But can I tell you, for me, this is what, for me, I'm a pastor. I'm a single pastor. I pastor a growing congregation. I pastor a lot of young people. I pastor some very beautiful women. So it is not something that is just like I'm immune to. But let me tell you what works for me to deal with temptation. I realize my purpose and where God has taken me is so much greater than me sliding in.
Yeah.
Like, I want to work on something that's so big that I don't have time to have a reputation. I don't have time for my name to be all out there, and I don't have time to mess this up. Because when you operate in your purpose, you get to a place where somebody got to slow you down. Check that. The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. It does not say he that findeth a woman.
What's the difference?
In other words, when he found you, you already had wife qualities and abilities.
Come on, somebody. Catch that word. Say that again.
You weren't thoughting all over the place.
Come
and
on.
Then you want to get... No. It says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Yes.
So, in other words, here's another thing. If he gonna find you, that means, watch this, you need to be so busy doing your purpose that he got to chase you down.
Yes.
Not the other way around.
Yes.
I'm personally, this is just me. I don't like women that are too available. That's a turnoff. Because to me, that says that one day you're going to get so wrapped up into me that I can become your idol. In other words, where you at? What you doing? No, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for, and I'm a pastor, so I don't have time for one day looking up and my wife, well, who is that you was talking to after church? No.
Yeah.
I need to have somebody so secure in who they are that none of that don't even faze you. That you know what you bring into the table is so good that you ain't intimidated by anybody and nobody else, because you know your value, you know what you're worth. So, I think when it comes to temptation, for me, I know my purpose. I know where I'm headed. I know where I'm going, and I just can't do any and everything because I'm headed somewhere. I'm trying to get somewhere. And I think a lot of people, if you be honest with yourself, if you got busy with your purpose, your vision, your goals, you ain't got time to be laying up all the time. And to be honest with you, if you working real hard on your grind, I promise you, you're going to be like, I'm tired.
Yeah, I ain't even got time.
I ain't got time to be huffing and puffing with you right now.
Right.
Because you're so going after what God has put in your hands to do. So you have to flip that thing. You got to get so focused on what God is doing for you that when the person come along, you're like, oh, Lord, I wasn't even ready for this.
Yeah.
Well, come on, let's do this thing. You know, you just won't leave me alone. So, that's how I look at it. That's what works for me.
They're giving you hand claps. You better speak. Now, for real, if you really are chasing after God and chasing after the will of God, then you won't have time. You got to realize that you were created for a special purpose. Yeah. In the words of my good brother, Deacon Drake, girl, you got to watch your back because you're not just anybody. Okay? You got to watch who you connect to, because you're not just anybody. You got to watch who you speak with, who you connect with, because you're not just anybody. You know what I'm saying? You have purpose on you. Everybody's created for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Everybody created for a reason, for a purpose, your destiny. You go fulfill it. You know, we're not out here just sleeping around just to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and if you are, then you need to get checked. Like, check your heart. You should get checked too.
Yes, but please get checked.
Baby.
Please, yes.
Because these rates in Duval County,
they ain't nothing to play with.
Look, just Google it.
Play with.
Look, we have a lot of love coming in. My pastor. And the only way to know your worth, I missed it. Let me see. And the only way to know your worth, Nick says, is to prepare yourself. Half these women believe that being born makes them wife material. No, ma'am.
God.
You're just a woman like everyone else with a vagina.
Yes.
Very true.
Right.
That's true. If you're a woman, that does not make you a wife. You should actually be trying to be ready for your husband.
Let me interject, because I like what he just said. Let me tell you why that was good.
Come on.
I was thinking about this earlier. I was saying that for me, you know, the hard part for me is finding a woman that loves me for me, not Pastor Phillip. Because Pastor Phillip is what I do. It's not who I am. You got to go home with Phillip, not Pastor Phillip. So I need somebody that I can have a conversation with beyond what Beyonce got on. Yeah. I have to have somebody that can fulfill me, that can stimulate my mind. Because you can... Okay, I'm finna be real. Just
go ahead, go.
You can find coochie anywhere.
I wasn't expecting you to say that, but
I mean, I'm just gonna be me. I can't be nobody else but me.
You can find
it anywhere. That's not. I mean, and ain't no one better than anybody else. You know, I need y'all to get that in your heads. It ain't, you know, you ain't got no special trick over somebody else.
Yeah, they all do the same thing.
So you have to bring something to the table that's greater than that. And when you equate yourself down to your stuff, then you're limiting who you are, and you're limiting who comes to the table, because all they're going to do is come after that instead of coming after who you really are. God has placed something in all of us that's so unique, that's so special, that's so rare, that if anybody ever tapped into that, then you can be connected on another level. We look at Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Okay, Barack Obama, his upbringing and where he comes from, and Michelle Obama, where she comes from. They get together and become what we consider a power couple. They go all the way to the White House. Why? Because they had two vested interests that came together and propelled them together to go to that next level. It was more than just sex.
More than just sex.
And when you equate it down to that, I need somebody that can come along, and I'm just going to speak for men, because a lot of men won't say this, but men need somebody that can push us to that next level. That can take us and say, that can encourage us, that can pat us on the back when we need it, that can mend our wounds when we need it, and that can also stimulate our minds to think thoughts we've never thought before. You need somebody more than just shallow stuff in order to do that. Yeah. Women need somebody that can come along and be that protector, that provider, that somebody that they can have a good time with, that can laugh with, joke around, and have, you know, women need all that as well. Notice, all those qualities don't have nothing to do with that bedroom. Now, I'm not saying the bedroom is irrelevant. Don't get that twisted.
It is relevant.
I'm not saying it's irrelevant. It's relevant. But it has to be more than just what happens in the bedroom. You live your life in so many other rooms of that house than just that bedroom. And you have to make sure that you have something on a deeper level than just that. And if you lead in with sex, that's all you're going to get out of it.
Exactly. If that's what you're offering, that's all he's going to take. So if you lead in with sex, like Pastor said, that's all you're going to get out of it. Ladies, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but me, I know I will sleep with somebody, and then my crazy behind would expect them to actually, like, be with me for real. Like, am I serious? Like, y'all don't have to, if you don't want to put yourself out, then you don't have to. But seriously, I will sleep with somebody, and then I'll be like, oh, I kind of like him. It was probably because I was sleeping with him. I began to like him more because of what we were doing. But I would literally expect him to move me from where I'm at, which is a slider, I was his slider, to the girlfriend position. And that's just crazy. You got to understand, if you're looking for love, you can't lead with sex. If you're looking for substance, for a husband, for a wife, you can't lead with sex. And we've all been guilty. Well, I can't say everybody. Some of us are guilty of it, but still, that's not going to get you what you want. If you want a husband, you can't sleep with him within a week, 2 weeks, a month. You need to wait. Yeah. You know, you need to wait. So, anybody have any questions? That's the truth. It's very important. Share the same mindset, beliefs, and goals with your partner.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. Lock it down. Yes, y'all, lock it down. So we've talked tonight about temptation, fornication, and abstinence. I've been tempted. I've fornicated.
I've fornicated.
And now I'm abstinent.
I'm abstinent.
Okay, I
was waiting. Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't know if we was doing that right there. I ain't really trying to put your business out there, but yeah, I'm abstinent for real, y'all.
The well is run dry.
Dried in the mud.
That's why I preach so. Anyway.
Look, that's why you preach so hard. Listen, we ain't even gonna cut up no more, y'all. It's almost 50 people on here. Share, yeah, Medea, clink. You gotta clink that thing down, baby. Hold it down, because at the end of the day, if you really want, he said you paused when you said that.
I paused. Yeah. I didn't know that she wanted me to go back and forth with her. That's why.
Listen, I didn't really mean to put you on the spot.
It's all right.
But
it's all right.
You good?
Trust me, I'm good.
Listen, we all good. Y'all be blessed. Saved and Single Conference. Like us, share us. Buy your tickets, $25. And the conference is on the 21st of January. You guys have been awesome. Join me next week. I'm going to be with Pastor Raynard Brandt out of Daytona. And we're going to be talking about relationships in general. The different type of relationships. You know. There's a lot of them. You know, we're going to talk about all of them. So be there or be square. Pastor, they're saying, love from Japan. That was one of your
that's Sophia. What's up, Sophia?
Yes, Saved and Single is the life. Come on, y'all, slide. She said she's going to slide. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. This was great.